Okay, hello you beautiful people. Welcome back. It has been a minute since we talked about TL, and I think the last time that we talked about it, it was roughly around 50 days ago, and unfortunately, what we talked about, I would argue to the T pretty much played out. Now, before I talk about what is happening in like very short term, and can we argue maybe from here we're gonna have a bit of a move on the upside, and when is it going to be maybe a bit realistic to talk about the final low in TELCOIN being already in? Before we get into all that good stuff, let me first things first talk to you about the overall scenario. You see, my main field of works is called Elliott's Waves, and in terms of Elliott, for those of you who don't know, if you want to argue that in here, let's say this is like a decent area of support, we're gonna have maybe our final low, or let's just say this, generally some sort of a low in here, then okay, off of the lows, you have to be able to find a 5 wave on the upside. Now, this specific scenario is called an impulse. Rules for it are, we should not have overlapping of the waves between our wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, this wave 3 right in here should not be the smallest wave. Now, here's the deal. This isn't actually the only 5 wave pattern that we are allowed to consider. No, we can consider other forms of 5 waves, and in this specific example for TELCOIN, I want to talk about having an expanding leading diagonal, which looks like this. This is our initial move up into wave 1, correction for 2, big move up into wave 3, and it has to be stronger and larger than our wave 1. Correction for 4, it's gonna be bigger than wave 2, and also pay attention please, unlike this normal 5 wave, in this specific pattern, we actually must have overlapping of the waves between our wave 2 and 4. And finally, this is our last leg up into wave 5, which has to be the biggest wave in this structure. And for our sub waves, you probably know it. We're gonna have 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. And for wave 2 and 4, if you want to go 100% according to the books and rules, you have to consider only and only ABC zigzags in both of them. But honestly, I do like to be a bit flexible with the rules, and as long as other rules are applying to this thing being an expanding lead, yeah, you know what, fair enough. Why not having maybe some sort of a WXY in here as well? It's not really going to make a huge difference. Now, having said all this, let's go on the live chart and see what is going on in TELCOIN. And by the way, this chart that you are seeing in here is from TradingView, and in it, we are actually having this long shadow. For example, if you go on the chart, I believe it was from Bybit, in that chart, you actually do not see this shadow right in here, and your lowest low is this one about, let's say, 0.08 of a cent. Now, if you want to say this is your final low, then okay, I think you can argue with a decent bit of confidence actually. This is 5 up into 1, correction for 2, and then probably like a 1, 2, or maybe let's just say this. From this point, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up into wave 3, correction for 4. As you can see, beautiful clear cut A, B, C structure, and yet another clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up into wave 5. Now, do all the rules apply to this thing being an expanding leading diag? You know what? Fair enough. Let's just real quick measure some waves. Is our wave 4 bigger than wave 2? From here to about this point, and there we go. As you can see, by like a very considerable margin, absolutely yes. Also, do we have overlapping of the waves? I think it is clear. Absolutely, we do have overlapping of the waves. How about our wave 3 being bigger than our wave 1? Let's measure it from here to about this point and put it at the beginning of our wave 1. As you can see, yep, it is bigger. And also at the same time, I don't really think that I need to show it to you. Wave 3 right in here is clearly smaller than wave 5. So yeah, all the rules do actually apply to this thing being an expanding leading diag. Now, question for you. Why is this actually so important, and why have I spent the first couple of minutes of this update talking about this possible, and I would preferably say likely, expanding leading diagonal? Here is why. Based on this, I think we can consider two different possibilities. Scenario number 1 in TELCOIN suggests we are having 5 up into 1, correction for wave 2, and based on this, what's coming next? You know it, in the mid to long term, not necessarily the short term. In like very short term, we can consider different possibilities. Some of them are actually not necessarily optimistic, but overall in the mid to long term, you can argue the next move, at least based on this scenario, is going to be a huge one up into wave 3, and 4, and 5. And the bare minimum target naturally is going to be taking the previous major pivot high on weekly time frame, which is in here about, let's say, 1.2 cents, which from the current point, it means we're going to have something like a 5 to 600% move on the upside, which is definitely not that bad. However, I do think that we're going to go quite a bit higher than that in TELCOIN. Why? Because number one, in terms of technical analysis, and specifically, again, my field of works, Elliott waves, it actually suggests that our wave 3 is quite a strong move up, and we are going to go like way higher than just the top of our wave 1. Number two, fundamental wise, in case you are a new viewer, I would actually highly suggest do not even listen to me. Go do your due diligence about TELCOIN and then come back here, watch the videos, because you are going to at that point have a lot of conviction about the long-term potential of this project. And I do believe fundamental wise, we are 100% on the right direction. So when you combine these two together, you realize that, yep, having such a scenario is not really out of the realm of possibility that much. Now, if you want to be a bit pessimistic, then okay, even in that case, I think you should still consider this 5 wave on the upside being into an A leg, followed by a correction for wave B, and even in this pessimistic scenario, what's next? You know what? Yet another move on the upside into C, which is going to be, you know what, in form of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as you can see, both of these scenarios, at least for now, they do suggest that we are going to have another move up in the next bull run. And here is the question. In the interest of being objective, do we have some sort of a bearish scenario suggesting in TELCOIN we're just going to go down in order to set new lows? You know what? We do have that. But this is really what I'm trying to tell you in this update. In TELCOIN, as long as you're not seeing a couple of very important signs, I do like to say, yeah, you know what? You're probably better off considering the bullish scenario as your primary case. So the question is, what are those signs actually? Let's talk about them one by one. And the first sign, well, has to come down to classic T8, meaning support and resistances. First things first, pay attention to this important level, which right now we are around it. And I'm really hoping that we are going to get a good bounce back from this area. Why? Because this is a major strong support area from mainly weekly but also daily time frame at the same time. And just look at this. How many times did we get some sort of a reaction off of this area? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then maybe to about here 6, 7, and this can be, I guess, 8 times we got some sort of a reaction from this region. So it seems like that the price definitely respects this area. So I'm really hoping that once more we're not really going to go under it and break this level. And by breaking it, you know what I mean, go under it, do a pullback, and then a continuation of the move down. Right now, this is not really my primary case, but God forbid, if this breakdown ends up happening, okay, at that point, maybe we should consider those bearish scenarios that I talked about, suggesting, yeah, maybe we're going to have a continuation of our move on the downside. For now, as long as we are not breaking this thing, I think we are better off being optimistic. Area number 2 that I want to talk about is actually this red one in here. And also, this is a cluster of, right now, at least major resistances from weekly and daily time frame at the same time. And if I just stretch this one, just look at how many times did we get a reaction off of this level. Excuse me, let's just zoom in and do this and stretch this one. There we go. This is 1, 2, and then let's just zoom out. As you can see, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7, 8, 9, 10 times we hit this thing and we got some sort of a reaction from it, and from time to time this acted as a support or maybe a resistance area. Right now at least it's a bit of a resistance. So above us in TELCOIN, we do have this very key resistance between, let's say, 0.3 to about 0.34 of a cent. And if you want to be bullish with more confidence, I would like to suggest don't really pay attention to the short-term price action. Just have your eyes on this important level and see, are we going to successfully go up and reclaim it? And by that, you know it. Again, I mean, we go above it, do a pullback, and have a continuation of the move up. If we do this at that point, I'm thinking it's essentially going to be confirmed that, yep, hopefully this is going to indeed be our final low. Now, Having said this, let's go on some lower time frames and see what is happening in like very short term. Because if you remember the last time that we talked about TL, we were specifically right around this area and we said, look guys, sure, we do have a clear cut beautiful impulse on the upside, a 1 2 3 4 5. However, there's a very reasonable chance that this is going to be part of a correction structure. Specifically, if you remember back then, we talked about the possibility of having from this point and not the lowest low an A, B, C in form of a running flat, and we said two important points. Number one, we said just wait a little bit more and see, are we going to, during this move up, reclaim this level or not? If we manage to reclaim it, okay, maybe at that point, this is essentially a bullish sign suggesting the bottom is in. But we said as long as we are under it, we need to be seriously patient. And point number two, we also said, look, one way or the other, after completing an impulse on the upside, what's going to happen? You know it, we are going to have one way or the other a bit of a move down. That's why we said, look, let's just be patient and wait for a move on the downside, and then we are going to talk about the characteristics of the move. If we're going to have a rather strong move down without a lot of overlapping of the waves, not necessarily an optimistic sign. On the other hand, if we are going to have a slow and choppy move down, fair enough, maybe at that point, we're going to say this is 5 up, this is correction down, and yet another move on the upside hopefully is going to come. But as you can see, unfortunately, that move on the upside never showed up. So having said all this, what is going on at the moment, and can we argue this is going to be our final low? Well, first things first, once more, what do you see off of the lows in here in TL? Let's just do this. Okay, I think we can all safely assume this is a beautiful pitch perfect 5-8 on the upside. And here's the thing, I believe by the time that this video is going to go out, you're probably going to witness something like this, maybe a bit of a move on the upside and then yet another move down. Now, why is this important? Because I think these are actually going to be the subways for an A, B, C zigzag down, which are going to look like this: 1 2 3 4 5 down into a corrective movement for B. Let's call it an A, B, C this time, and then another 1 2 3 4 5 down into C. And if I just zoom in here a bit more, what do you see in here? A beautiful 1 2 3 4 5 8 down. So bare minimum, I'm going to argue this is A, this is B, and well, yet another move down for our C leg is going to come, in my opinion, very soon, probably in the next 48 to 72 hours. Now, at that point, do not really jump into any unnecessary bullish conclusions. Just be a bit patient and see. From here, what are we going to do? If we're going to get a bit of a move up, and in that phase, we are going to take the height of our B leg in a relatively strong manner in form of, you know it, an impulse, a 1 2 3 4 5. Great sign. At that point, wait for this pullback and open a bit of a long position, because this is essentially suggesting maybe on a higher degree, we're going to have something like this. Maybe like a 1 2, and what's next? Good move up into wave 3 4 5. And well, according to this scenario, naturally, if you're going to open your position right around the end of our wave 2, you are going to end up making a decent amount of money only and only by catching this wave 3. And at that point, I would like to highly suggest to just get out of your position, because, well, we can have at that point two different counts. Scenario number one suggests that this is going to be a 1 2, and then big move up into wave 3 4 5, meaning what? Overall, yep, hopefully this is going to be our final low. But scenario number two, at the same time, again, in the interest of being objective, we need to come up with different counts. So the other one suggests this is A, this is B, this is C, and what's going to come next? You know what? Another strong move on the downside. Now, at the moment, I'm not going to tell you which scenario is next, and for now, again, all eyes just on the current move on the upside, and then let's expect another move down. And in here, if you see a move up, definitely open your positions in here. But if you want to put a gun in my head, I'm going to argue probably we are going to have a bit of a bearish scenario, and there is a good argument to be made for TELCOIN to have actually another move up, but then maybe yet another move on the downside. Why? Because if this is going to be truly an A, B, C on the upside in form of a running flat to about the highs, then okay, naturally from here to about the lows, you have to be able to find a 5-8 down if you want to argue our move down is over. But here is the deal. You see, this I think is actually to about maybe even here a wave 1, correction for 2, another move down into wave 3, and wait a minute. Where is your wave 4 and 5? Answer, right now at least you don't really have it yet. So who knows, maybe this is just going to end up being a corrective movement for 4, followed by that, what are we going to have? Well, unfortunately, yet another move down into wave 5. So for now, let's go with this scenario as long as we're not proven otherwise. And again, do not really even pay attention to this if you're only and only following the like very short-term price action. If you're interested in what might be next in the coming days and weeks, okay, just have your eyes on this move on the downside and then the coming move up. If we get this right around the next pullback, can be a decent long opportunity. And please, I'm begging you, if you want to open a long, just catch the next phase up, okay? Do not wait for the next correction structure followed by another move on the upside. That is going to be a bit of a risky position, and I would highly suggest to just avoid these types of last moves. You're not really going to end up making overall down the line a whole lot of money from them. You're just going to lose a good bit of money and lose a whole lot of spirits. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in TELCOIN's chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.